So I've got a 100 nautical mile solo sail ahead of me. It's going to be my first ever solo sail on Nandji.
Subscribe to the channel as we sail our new girl around the world.
This is going to be exciting. It's Bonita's birthday, and for all beautiful women like they want to do, they want to celebrate their birthday. So this lovely lady, Bonita, she's gone on a trek into the jungle to go live with the tribe, a native village, as you do. But since we're not crossing the Indian Ocean until January next year, that's when we're going to depart in the Northern Hemisphere. We're going to be hanging around this area for a little while, and we thought, well, let's challenge ourselves in our own way. So Bonita's doing a solo mission to the jungle, and that's 100 nautical miles away from Padang, where we are right now, and so I need to go pick her up. So I've got a 100 nautical mile solo sail ahead of me. It's going to be my first ever solo sail. So me and Marley, we're going to cross the passage over to the bottom of Siberut Island. We got real strong southeast winds blowing. The trades have developed pretty strong, and they've come a fair way up the coast. We're in like latitude 1 or 2, and yeah, it's very developed trade winds at the moment. So it'll be a pretty rough passage across. I'm expecting 20 to 25 knots. Straight off here, I'll try to head south down along the edge of the coast. So I'll get a bit of motoring in, and I'll do a bit of upwind bashing while the water's a little bit smoother before I chuck a right in, head across the strait. The further south I get, the more favourable the wind's going to be on the beam, so hopefully I can get far enough south and it'll kind of be just a straight beam reach all the way across. Yeah, we'll see how we go until the wind starts picking up. But yeah, that's the plan. I've gone over everything a million times. I'm definitely more prepared for a passage than what I am when there's me and Bonita on board, so that's a good thing, I suppose. But it's about lunchtime. I'll leave about 1 o'clock, so average 5 knots. I should get there in the morning tomorrow. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm ready to rumble. It's gonna be a good challenge. We got this, eh, Marley? Hell yeah. I managed to get the tender and outboard off and put it all up on the bow by myself. That was a first. I was pretty nervous how I was gonna do that. So it's gonna be a lot of firsts this trip. Oh, I can't wait to get outboard hoist. You're right, mate, you stay there. Good boy. You rest up, you got a couple of watches ahead, mate. Let's deal with this. Preparing Nandji to get ready to go offshore is for sure a much easier task with an extra pair of hands, but it's good to learn how to do things by myself. I had ropes going everywhere, and I managed to secure Flubber on the deck. Convinced and happy Flubber was tied down and not going anywhere, it was time to leave the safety of the bay and just take on this passage. Autopilot on. I managed to get the main up actually really easy, just on autopilot inside the bay here. And yeah, got it up, so we got a first reef in. It's blowing 15 knots in the bay here, so I'm expecting it to be at least 20 knots out there, but we've just got a first reef in. So we're going to be beam reaching, we're not going to be bashing into it, so keep a bit of sail up and get a good bit of balance about the boat, and we'll see what it's like, how choppy and rough it is out there. It's pretty easy to reef down to the next reef if you're on a beam reach. You can just depower the boat pretty easily and turn up in the wind to pull down that main. So we'll try to head south, we'll hug the coast as we go down here and get past all these little reefs and ships and stuff that are around the inside of the bay here, and just on the first 10 nautical miles on this approach, and then we'll let's get sailing. Got all my safety gear out, so I've got my vest, my harness and my lanyard. I'll put them on in a sec. I'm just going to kit out Marley first, put his life jacket on and tie him in. So last thing I need is him going overboard and him running about, even though he's already tucked up looking like he's ready to sleep. But we'll sort him out, put his life jacket on and sort me out. Get bumpy out again. locked in now. Done my little turn. We're still a bit forward of a beam reach, so we're bashing into it slightly, but I guess that's going to be better for the roll factor. I know it's about 1 metre C at the moment, but we're locked in. I've got a second reef in the main. I was going to hoist the staysail, it's all rigged up to go, but I don't know, it's just easier to furl and deal with the head sail from the cockpit. I don't need to go up on the bow, whereas the staysail I've got to get up there, so just trying to eliminate any of these dangers, you know. I don't know, I guess this is us. Hopefully the old strong trades become a little bit less relentless. Trade winds are generally the strongest through the afternoon, so hopefully come this evening the winds to calm down a bit. The last few days the wind's gone real east as well, so more off the land in at the anchorage anyway. So I could deal with a bit of easterly, that would be pretty nice.
The further Nandji powered away from the land, the seas steadily built to around 3 metre short period waves. Nandji was beam reaching fast, and with her course set on the rum line, it put her bow at a good angle to the oncoming wind swell. Nandji's sails felt well balanced, allowing Rob Dog the hydrovane to easily hold our course as she ploughed over the waves. The wind was a stiff 25 knots with 30 knot gusts, but Nandji felt comfortable and we were sailing fast. There wasn't really anything left to do now as Nandji was looking after herself, so I got the fishing line in the water and kicked back to enjoy the ride.
Unzip the front of the Bimini here, or the front of the Dodger, sorry, just to get a bit of breeze into it because it's pretty warm under the old sun. And we just copped a massive wave through it. A little bit wet. Yeah, there's water all over the floor. Nothing but the best. Jumbo pack of megarangs. Oh yeah. Got a bit of water on the floor here from a wave that just went through the old window. Thing about Marley and keeping him safe is that we like to tuck him on the lee side, so when they're all heeled over he can just still cuddle in. But he's a pretty big whippet and he takes up most of that seat, so therefore the human has to be the uncomfortable one, sitting on the windward trying to hold themselves upright. Meanwhile, sun's starting to set now. We've been sailing for like 5 hours. I might have left a little bit early, a bit too keen because we've been flying. Keep this pace up, I'll arrive at like 4 in the morning. So yeah, I'll keep going balls to the wall for now. We're sailing really well. Everything's just kind of easing a little bit. The sea's kind of settled down a bit. The white caps have backed off a bit. And the wind's back to a consistent 20 knots, not like blowing 23, 24, 25 consistently. So it's just everything's just easing a little bit, which is nice. The sky's nice and clear. There's no real clouds that are threatening to be all squally, so I guess that's a good thing about having this trade wind blowing up pretty strong. It's going to keep that squall activity away. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Kind of had little kips there before, so I've had a couple of Zeds. Don't think I actually went to sleep, but I definitely had a body relax and I'm feeling rejuvenated and ready for this night mission. Nandji's just a machine, I just can't slow her down. She just wants to keep on charging. I've been reducing and reducing the head sail just so I don't get there at 2 in the morning. I'd rather get there, I want to get there at 6 so we got light, but that's not going to happen. We've been going way too fast. So I've only got like bugger all head sail out. It's probably like less than 40% of head sail out and the second reef main, and we're still doing 5 knots. We've got a bit of a squall going on though. The rain's kind of just stopped though. The wind was up at 25 knots again. So it's just trying to slow us down, but enough. I get there at like 3 or 4 in the morning. It's kind of a big bay, so I'll get in and pull the sails down and tuck in behind that and just do a couple of drifts. Go bear pole, and yeah, I won't anchor because it'll be pitch black. I've got Google Maps of it, but yeah, I don't know, just without having a lookout up front, the torch flaring around, I think I'll just play it safe and wait till I get some sunlight to go in there, so I'll just have to hang out in the bay for a couple of hours. It definitely was a rough sail. Everything is just hammered. Like downstairs there's crap everywhere. It stings because Marley's dry food spilt over. I had to sweep that up last night, but obviously didn't get all of it. Then there's that wave that came through the Dodger when I had that open trying to get some air in the cockpit. So there's all water down the bilge. Add that water to the dry dog food, and it's now soggy dry dog food and stinky. Pillows and cupboards and books and it, just crap everywhere. Oh, the tender's decided to start rolling about now. Drop anchor and have a snooey. Nice to be out of that little wind-sloppy, choppy sort of rolly waves. It's nice and smooth and protected in here. It's really murky though, so hopefully I don't hit the bottom. Should be right. Ah, that was a pretty big effort, solo sail last night. Just because of the weather and then sailing so fast and getting here early. I was just going to bed and had a little bit of a kip, and then I heard all this screaming and brouhaha going on from the land. And there's Bonita standing on the jetty waving her arms with all these other people, so obviously in the right spot. So I gotta get Flubber off the bow and we'll go pick her up. Pretty excited to see her. It's only been a couple of days, but I've missed her. Alright buddy, you ready to go get your mama? Let's get it. Hello. We're just punching our way south. These southeast trade winds are so relentless. Been doing a bit of upwind sailing and trying to get down to Lance's left. It's my birthday in a couple of days.
Only to get to waves would Yosh put Nandji through this kind of condition. So you've got these short period wind swell waves.
Well, HTs and rifles are the two waves that I've wanted to score.
This rodeo's a bit too rough for us around here. Might be time to clean the winch. There's side swell over here. And we're doing a couple of these ones.
We're starting to make our way back north again now, so we left like Tour Paget area and telescopes. We're going back into playgrounds.
It's really nice to be sailing and not bashing into waves